Alright guys, I'm gonna try this. I'm just gonna drive for a little while. I'm gonna talk. If you're listening to this, maybe you saw my post on Facebook that I'm just gonna try to take a little break here for a little while. I have some things I want to be focusing on, and social media is a distraction at times in my life. It can take too much of my attention, too much of my focus. I love being able to use it as a tool to just communicate with more than just one person at a time. I use it to try to just be encouraging, to share my story, who I am, because it's similar to so many other people's stories that I've always heard. There's always so many similarities, but I mean, obviously different details and different things that make them personal. But that's important, and I like to just share mine. I don't know what else I offer in this world. I've tried a lot of things. I've went to college twice, graduated from the police academy, I graduated from the EMT program. I've always wanted to just help and be a part of something bigger that's helping. I joined the military. I unfortunately injured my shoulder and was medically discharged in basic training at Fort Knox. And that was a rough time. I just had my surgery on my shoulder years after. You know, the military didn't have to pay for anything due to me going in on waivers. They were not liable for my shoulder injury, and after I dislocated it in basic, I was looked at as I just wasn't going to be able to perform at the level that they needed me to due to my shoulder issues. But I wasn't able to also benefit from any sort of trying, and I get it, whatever. I went in hurt, so no benefits or anything, but just a couple years back, I had surgery number 3 on that shoulder, and this is just me sharing my story, guys. That's what I'm going to use. That's what I'm going to use YouTube for. I'm just going to still post videos here, just stay off of social media for my own personal reasons, for just all the just the chaos that happens on there. I'm having a hard time keeping my mouth shut. So anyways, I want to just use YouTube to share who I am, share what I struggle with, share when things are going great, share my life. I want to be part of a solution. Like I said, I've always wanted to do that. I just didn't really know how. I tried it in so many public service type ways, and I just feel like, I guess, my story is how I help, and that's kind of like the long story short, as far as my why and why I am using social media so much. But I need to take a break, so YouTube is where I'm just going to keep speaking from. I'm going to, get on here and post videos and continue to help and try to help, but I'm going to do it without using Facebook after I post this one. Just because it takes up too much of my time getting on there looking and not being able to control myself, because I am just a human being. I'm not perfect. There's no such thing. Practice does not make perfect by any means. I hate that stupid fucking saying. You can strive to always be better, but we're never perfect. We're never good enough. So I just I don't know. I feel the need to get off of Facebook for a while, and here I am. I want to share my story a little bit. Like I said, I went to college twice. I went into the military. I've always screwed stuff up, I feel like. Either by self-sabotage or just never being ready. I wasn't prepared. I thought I was for the police academy, getting out there, doing that job, and really seeing, not as a law enforcement officer, but through the hours that I had to put in for like an internship kind of thing. I was passionate about that job. I'm grateful that I didn't get the police job back then, because my brain wouldn't have been able to take it. at 37. I wish I could do it now, but I think my age has kind of it's close to disqualifying for me, that and the fact that I'm not against cannabis in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think I can go be a police officer and have that. I don't know. Maybe I can, but maybe it's an excuse. Maybe I just know that that's not really my thing. I just had to go through that experience and through that training, meet the people, see the experiences firsthand, get to see what law enforcement really truly does deal with on a daily basis. And in one of the worst cities around, Battle Creek, I got to really see firsthand what it's like. And because I use this channel now, instead of not being on Facebook, I get to talk deeper about what I believe. And this law enforcement thing that our country is dealing with, it's truly ridiculous. As cliche as it sounds, there's always one bad apple in the bunch, of course. But that sucks when the media only wants to cover that stuff and is like bloodthirsty, because then it looks like it's happening way more than it is. Yes, I see. I'm not stupid. I'm pretty smart. My experience in just my life and where I've been helps me really get to a level, I think, and get to really understand things a little bit more than what the average human does, because I've got to see and do and be part of crazy things. And my life has taken me to some really dark places, in good ways and bad ways. And this law enforcement thing is one that really benefited me, because I can sit back and watch where the news is truly screwing things up. I'm not saying that there aren't bad police officers doing very bad things, and in some areas it's way worse than others, but I think as a majority, it's not what it's being portrayed as. And our men and women who are protecting our streets on a very, like, just such a brave and in a courageous way, most of them, just like 98% of them overall, just like this stupid bullshit COVID survival rate, which is awesome. Like, these things aren't being looked at, like the actual percentage of good and awesome stuff that's happening. And the news is behind it, and it's all political, and it's all bullshit. And I will continue to talk more about all my beliefs now, because I can get on here and not have to deal with stupid people saying stupid shit on my post and not get really angry and want to type back. I'm not going to want to do it here, because I can just get on here and talk. I don't have to defend myself typing and worrying. I can say what I feel and not have to really give a shit, because I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just speaking what's true to me through the experiences that I've lived so far. And I stand behind law enforcement, but I also stand behind that. I get how there's bad cops doing bad shit. I see how there are issues with race in our country and our world, but it's nowhere near as bad. And I'm not talking white privilege, because I've earned everything that I've got. I have never looked down on a person because of the color of their skin. I am a hard worker. I've almost died to drug overdoses. I've almost died to suicide. I've done a lot of really bad, stupid shit. But I've had to pull myself out of it with support of other people, and at different times in my life. And so I don't have no privilege, and I'm not talking that. I do see that there are issues and inequalities due to race in this country. I do see that. But once again, I truly believe that many people, the majority of blacks and whites and all different colors, would agree that they see a lot of good. But no one can say that it's perfect, and I can see where we still want to fix that. So of course, Black Lives Matter, but I believe all lives matter. But if your neighbor's house is on fire and yours isn't, which house matters more? It's the one that's being messed up, the one that's being screwed with. It's the one where there are inequalities just because of the color of the skin. I see it all over. I see it happening to all different races. But if there's something going on and there's a black man or a black woman that you see being treated unfairly, you better stand the fuck up, and you better talk about what's right and what's important. If you see it with your own eyes, put a stop to it. This is just a little bit of me getting fired up about this bullshit, but we have got to do more all the way around. I see all the sides of the stories. I see how black men can say they're being treated poorly. I see it. I understand that shit, but it's all around. Every single human being matters. But I understand it. I'm not going against what Black Lives Matters are trying to point out. I see that there's shitheads in every group. I see all these stupid Antifa motherfuckers and all this stupid shit going on, causing it look like the Black Lives Matter movement is this way, way bad thing, when I understand some of it. There are shitheads all over, though. Is that movement racist in itself? I can see where some of it is. But as a whole, I think it's just people wanting to be heard. We can't stand behind the hate or the violence, and we can't use violence and hate and all this stuff to fight it. It's just fucking crazy. It's insane, and we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to be on point. We have to know where the fuck we stand if we're going to stand for anything. If we don't stand for something, though, we will for sure fall for anything. We got to stand behind something, but we have to know what's inside is right, and I know we are all capable of that. We are creatures of habit. We are creatures of the way that we're wired growing up, what we've been taught. That has a huge part in getting this shit fixed. We have to start raising our kids better all around in love and teaching to be loved. But also, if you get socked, you better sock back and protect yourself. I mean, this is just all like just a few things off the top of my head that I wanted to get on and just kind of rant about, and some of the topics that I think need to be talked about on here. This pedophile bullshit that's going on, and the shit that oh my god, it's deep, and I'm not even a conspiracy guy. That shit scares the fuck out of me, way more than this virus does. And don't get me started on the motherfucking mask. I believe how we treat ourselves is absolutely more important than any other thing that we can do ever. So the way that we eat, that is way more important than that mask. I understand if you're sick or if you want to wear the mask, wear it. But don't tell me to wear the fucking mask. I'm healthy, I'm strong, because I take care of myself, I eat right, I do this shit on purpose. Everyone else, take care of yourself. You want to wear the mask, go ahead. I understand how you say that it's not going to keep me safe, it's keeping you safe, and blah, fuck that. I've had it. I'm not going to make my kids wear the mask. Maybe if they're not feeling good, hey, that's important. I get that. If they have some signs and symptoms, but stay the fuck home. I am angry, I'm frustrated, but you know what? Look in the Bible. I don't care if you believe it specifically. I don't care if you believe in all the crazy shit that's trying to get you to believe and talk about. That's another thing we can talk about if you want. And I will be talking a shit ton about it, because it saved my life and then almost killed me. This religion bullshit. Believe in what you want to believe in, but here's the thing. I believe the Bible is an amazing book. You don't have to take it for like 100%. You do whatever you want. But I take it as a book that's full of amazing life lessons and stories and ways to help you live. And if you live a life like this guy named Jesus did, that is amazing. You're probably going to have a badass life. And I'm not saying you have to believe that he did all this shit and he died. That's not for me to say. That's for if you do whatever the fuck you want and believe what you want. I'm not pushing that shit either. What I'm saying is, if you base your life off of some of the shit that this Bible talks about, it's amazing. Okay? And I believe that this Jesus man of the Bible had an anger, and a righteous anger, and it talks a story about him being this perfect thing. And even he, in perfection, got really angry and did a bunch of shit that would probably make him look like a psychopath. And if I was to do it, I'd probably go to jail, flipping shit, yelling, telling people they're absolutely wrong, and it's okay to do that. And I believe that too, because I get that anger when I'm not trying to say I'm perfect and I'm right, but some of the shit that I'm talking about, I know I'm right and I know it's true, and that's it. No one will change my motherfucking mind ever. And I'm not scared of who I offend with my language. I'm not scared of who I offend with what I talk about, because I'm done. My life has got to be dedicated to speaking what's true to me, speaking my full story, and only talking about shit that I know through the experiences that I've had. So I don't know how I got back off on this rant, because this is going to happen a lot. But I'm not giving up on it because these are the things that are important to me. Everything that I say is true to me. If you want to try to change my mind and have a conversation, let's do it. I would like to start a podcast. I would love to start using YouTube to start talking about this stuff. I'm not saying that I don't want to hear people's opinions, but if it's bullshit and it's out of hate or shit that I know not to be true or real in my life, I'm not going to take it. I will listen, but I'm not going to, sure as shit, not going to let it offend me. Because if I'm offended, it's not you or anyone that's trying to do offended's fault. Or the offending fault. It's my fault for getting offended at it. Because I need to know, I know better now. Everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their own beliefs. I'm not trying to change anyone's opinions or beliefs on much of anything. Maybe diet, maybe nutrition, maybe getting off the fucking couch and working on your health and doing these things that help build your immune system. Like maybe I'll never change my mind on that stuff and some of these other things that I stand firmly on, but I sure will listen to people until it's time to not. Yeah, that's some of the shit I want to talk about, guys. I hope it makes sense. Think of what you want. I only want to be part of the solution. I only want to help. I'm going to dive into many more details on what I've spoke about today, my thoughts, my beliefs, maybe get some people that want to talk to me on camera. Let's see where this thing goes. But if you're listening to me now, like I said, I'm off of Facebook for a while, but I am definitely going to post more of these videos and reach out. I would love to chat with you on anything that I've talked about. Anything. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening. Don't fucking quit, guys. And don't forget, you are okay. We didn't ask to be here. As long as you're doing your best, and this isn't a whiny excuse, but as long as you're trying your hardest and you follow that voice that's inside of you that you know is right or wrong, because it's more than an emotion. It's a deep, no matter what, you already know. If you follow that, some people call it God, the Holy Spirit. I'm just saying I know it's there. And if you follow that, I think you're on the right track. And you are okay. And just keep going, because growth comes after the struggle, guys. Thanks for listening. Good night.